Hello. I'm Daisy, and I'm teaching myself some coding today, and I'm gonna be trying to figure out some more stuff in The Farmer Was Replaced. Give me just 1 second to make sure everything's working properly. I mean, it looks like it, I think. Yeah, I've got the game booted up and everything, and I had this code running for a sec just so I could get some more resources. I think first I'm gonna buy some upgrades. We'll get grass first because I wanted to get this tree upgrade. And then today my plan is to, at the very least, I gotta go to bed real soon. But at the very least, I'd like to figure out pumpkins, because that's an important next step. And then I'd like to figure out water. Like, I want to make a code that just waters my whole, waters all my thing, and then I can switch. I'll just keep it in a separate code so I can water the whole thing. And then, oh, I just realized I can upgrade pumpkins because I got a bunch of carrots. And that takes that. Let's see, if I want to get more grass, it's 312. I could get more water. I guess I'll do that. I'm not sure that was entirely worth it, but actually let's do grass and carrots, just so that oh yeah, and I think when I make the pumpkin thing, I'd like to make it I'll try to make it its own function inside of this, so that I can just so that later, if I want to, I can just call function 1 in a different code window, and then and like import function 1. Like, maybe I can put all my functions in this, unless that gets a little too bloated, but we'll see. For now, or you know what, maybe I'll write it somewhere separate, and then I'll copy paste it into function 1. Maybe. No, that actually sounds like it might be more work. Okay, so we're gonna figure out pumpkins, and I think basically what I want to do is, hold on, actually let's review pumpkins for now, because I realized I was watching a bunch of videos of other people playing this game, and I can't exactly memorize their code, but they gave me a lot of ideas about like what to do. Essentially, I feel a bit less intimidated now, and I'm thinking, hold on, where's pumpkins? So they grow, and then when they're fully grown, they can form together, but have a 20% chance of dying. And you have to replant the dead ones. And can harvest returns false on dead pumpkins. And so what we want to do is, I mean, first I want to be able to fill up every single space with grown pumpkins, so that it grows into one huge pumpkin, because that's the plan. That's like the best way to do it. And to do that, I need to make sure there's inevitably going to be a bunch of dead pumpkins. So I need it to go through and fix that. I believe I should be able to, so I'll make a code that checks if they're dead pumpkins, because I think dead pumpkins count as a separate entity. And if it's a dead pumpkin, I'll make it replace it with a regular pumpkin, and I'll have it just keep on going through and replacing every single dead pumpkin with a regular pumpkin until they all grow together. And then I think I'll just use a separate code window that has harvest, so that I can harvest the big pumpkin. But I will need to come up with a system, because other people had a system for making it so that once it did become a fully sized pumpkin, it would get harvested automatically. So I'll figure that one out next, but one step at a time. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So anyway, let's see, is there anything else we need to do? Oh yeah, and then after that, I'm going to try to figure out how to water everything, but I don't think that'll be too hard. For now, let's see. We'll start with a new code file. Keep things simple. Okay, so we'll tell it to clear, and then we'll say, wow, true. I'm just gonna do my basic thing. Oh yeah, sorry, it's right there. Shouldn't be too hard for me to figure out. For I in range, get world size. Oh yeah, and that's a function. Oh, and I did not put a colon. I forget every single time. We're gonna have something there, but then I'm gonna tell it to move north. Wait. Where? Hello? Where did it go? Where'd my cursor go? Why does it just disappear? Okay, weird. Okay. And then outside of that, for I in range, we'll say move east. All right, real quick, let's just check that this works. Oops, that's not a function. All right, okay. So we'll run the grass thing for a second. It's also a little quieter, so I like doing it while I'm doing nothing. Man, my cursor just disappears. That's definitely not supposed to happen, but it's right here. Okay. So we want to say if. Yeah, we'll make it an if. I'm trying to figure out, should I nest? I mean, I guess I'm just gonna, even though it's not ideal, I'm just gonna nest things to make it, I'm gonna nest multiple if-else statements to keep things simple. So if, get ground type. Oh, I'm glad it does the autocomplete thing because it reminds me what I'm looking for a lot of the time. If get ground type does not, was that an exclamation point? It looks really weird. Maybe I'm zoomed out too much. Yeah, I am kind of zoomed out. That's not an equals. Not an equals. Okay. If get ground type does not equal ground. Would it be grounds? Yeah, grounds soil. Oops, I didn't do that. I'll say till else, and then we'll say if, I guess get entity type does not equal entities pumpkin. So okay, and dead pumpkin is a separate entity. That's very useful to know. So if it does not equal entities pumpkin, then we'll say plant entities pumpkin. And then well, let's see how this works. All right, so yeah. Oh, okay. That's immediately an issue. I would prefer it to till and then drop pumpkins. Okay, so if it detects a dead pumpkin, it immediately... Sweet. Okay. Real quick. I'm going to do this separate thingy here and say harvest. Oh, okay. No, not that. This. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay, so... Yeah, so we don't want it to... We would prefer it to... till the soil, and then I'll tell it to plant a pumpkin. Yeah. Plant, oh, that's not. Entities dot pumpkin. Okay, let's try this. All right, so now it's tilling and then planting. And hopefully nothing else screws up. Yeah, okay, and it's just gonna replant until they're all perfect pumpkins. Come on. Yes. Okay. Now. No, this. Okay. Now, well, that looks like it's like working perfectly, actually. What we want it to do, though, is, I think, okay, we want it to be, when the pumpkin is completely full, it's harvestable. So if you do can harvest, we know if you do can harvest on a, we know if you do can harvest on a, whatchamadinger, on a, dead pumpkin, it returns false or none. I think it does false. Right? Pumpkin, yeah, can harvest returns false on dead pumpkins. So, we want it to do can harvest, and I believe I saw this in someone's code. I don't remember the exact thing, but I think I can logically figure it out. It shouldn't be too hard because it wasn't like complex. It just was, oh yeah. Get world size gets the current size. It retains the length of the grid in the north to south direction. So get world size returns a number that's basically, if I did it right now, it would do, I would get the world size 6. And I think basically what someone did was they multiplied get world size by itself, which was basically the equivalent of this times this, which basically is the full grid size. So if you do get world size times get world size, that's the equivalent of every single tile. And they basically found a way to, they had it like detect if the pumpkin was as big as every single tile. So I think they basically, I think it was a separate variable. I think they did a variable like, I mean, I'll just keep it simple. Let's just say x equals, we'll assign 0. Okay, so x equals 0 while true. So this tills all the plants. Okay, we'll say if get entity type is not a pumpkin, we'll do that. So should I do an elif or should I just do another if? I'll do elif. If it breaks, I'll figure that out. If get entity type is a pumpkin. Oh, I didn't, that's a function. Is entities dot pumpkin and can harvest, then we don't want to harvest it because we want them to get big. Oh yeah, no, so it was they did x plus equals 1. That means x equals 1 plus, where x equals x plus 1, basically. So that will add x to 1. And then let's see, it would be, yeah, I guess I wouldn't use elif. I'm so used to if, elif, 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 but I think sometimes you want to just do multiple if statements rather than making the next one an elif. Because elif, like, I think it only defaults to elif if, yeah, because I think if you do if and not elif, yeah, I'm not going to do an elif. Because I think elif, like, it only does elif if the first if thing doesn't apply. which in this case it would, but I'm still just going to do if. I don't see, there's basically no reason to do elif, and that could cause problems. So if it is a pumpkin and you can harvest it, I mean, that's not entirely necessary because this code is only going to do pumpkins, but still. If it's a pumpkin and you can harvest it, x plus 1, and then we'll say if let's see. If it doesn't only go a pumpkin, we plant a pumpkin. If it is a pumpkin and we can harvest it, we don't harvest it yet, but we add x plus 1, and then if x equals get world size. Oops. Size times get world size, then we harvest. Okay. All right, this should work, I think. And just in case it doesn't, I'm going to keep this harvest thing open. Oh. Oh, okay. So X has now been increased. Okay, that's a problem. Since X is now that amount, it's now harvesting every single time and not planting pumpkins. So we want to do X, we reassign X to 0 if this happens. Okay. Now let's try it. So ideally it's going to run through and just not harvest any pumpkins, but keep replanting the ones that are dead. Yeah, until the whole thing grows together. Yeah, and every single time it has to plant a pumpkin. Oh, it harvested. Okay, that's not good. Okay, now we're going to delete this. So at some point, so we almost got it. But at some point it harvested. See, now it's harvesting something. I need it to wait to harvest until it goes through the entire thing. Oh boy. Okay. So if it detects a pumpkin and you can harvest it, it does +1. I'm actually gonna, for now, I'm gonna change this to just can harvest. Let's see, so if the ground type is not soil, we till it and plant a pumpkin. That's just the initial thing that we get going. Maybe we should make X 0 if this happens. I mean, no, okay, I'm not just gonna add random stuff to the code if it hasn't broken yet. Because I can't really predict what's gonna go wrong. Okay, so, excuse me. Okay, if entity type does not equal entity pumpkin, plant that and make the X back to 0. And every single time it has to plant one. Maybe I should make it x equals 0 right here, so that every time it has to repeat the entire thing. No, okay, I'll make it x equals 0 at the bottom. So that way, every time it gets done with the range loop, once the for I in range thing is done. Yeah, okay, so it should be at this indent. Right? Yeah, because it's going to be repeating through this, but I don't want it to go to x equals 0 every time. It should go to x equals 0 here. Okay. X equals 0. Okay, now let's try this. Oh, wait. Also, let's make it harvest this really quick. Whoops. And it looks like we made an error in there. Okay. What's the error? Oh, okay, yeah, no, so this has to be after move north. Or maybe right above move north. No, it would be here before move east. Would it? Okay, we'll see. Okay. No, because no. Okay, because now it's doing x equals 0 every single time. It would have to be under. It would have to just be here, I think. Right? Okay. I'm just gonna watch for when it activates. Wait, right here. Hold on. Okay, now one by one. Okay. Move east. Okay, so now it's not activating at all. Oh, it's not letting them grow. That time it would have worked, but... Okay, that time worked perfectly, but that was just lucky. Okay, so now it's working. Maybe this x equals 0 is not necessary. But it broke last time. Man. Okay, oh, I just remembered. Okay, so we got print x. So we'll do, I'm just gonna, for debugging purposes, we're gonna say, print x here, and then we'll also say print x every time it can harvest. Okay, this is gonna, it's gonna be kind of iffy here. Yeah, it's going real slow. I think there was a way to make it print like not like this, but by like printing it in another window, but I've got no idea how to do that. Okay, wait. Separately. I was going to say, I kind of wanted to print the world size times world size so I know what we're looking at, but I can just do that in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 36 is the world size. So it just needs to count to the world size. And this shit starts at 0. Okay, I'm going to look up that print thing. Print. Where's the print thing? Built-in functions. Print. Are these alphabetical? Where's P? Okay. Oh, wait. Quick print. That's what we need. Yeah, baby. Now we're in business. Okay. Quick print. Args. Wait, what? But it doesn't stop to write in the air, so it can only be found on the output page. What is the output page? Create a new code file. Open a new window. What's the output page? Hello? What output page? Tell me where the Oh, okay. Alright, alright. Okay. Alright, stop. Okay, we're gonna say, what was it, quick print? Is it literally quick _ print? Okay. So we'll turn these into quick print. Okay, alright, I can't stop. Okay. Goodness gracious. Sometimes. Okay, alright, let's try this again. Okay, this is looking good. It's working good. Oh, crud. I'm not really going to be able to watch that. See, and then it counted to 36 and harvested. Oh, see, it just did it again. What is making it do that? Okay, that time it worked right. So it seems to fix itself. Yeah, okay, so it's fixing itself, but... I mean, should I fix it further then? I don't really know exactly what the problem is, because it's sometimes the X is getting up to 36. When it is not, when they're not all fully grown. But that might just be a consequence of them, like, I think my drone is just too fast, so it won't let them all get fully grown. But that's, like, confusing, because the can harvest, it should return that they can't harvest if they're not fully grown. But then I think it activates on a separate pumpkin. Like, it'll just activate on a pumpkin. Yeah, I think... I mean, it seems to 100%... Okay, whatever is wrong with this, it does fix itself. So... Now, the last thing I should do is copy this and make it into a function. So here's what we're going to do. It's going to be... Oh. We're going to say def. And the function will be called pumpkin patch. Okay, so def pumpkin patch. Oh, whoops. And then it'll just be this. Alright, stop for 1 second. We'll cut. Or, you know what, let's have it do this well. Oh, this can't have a syntax error. Interesting. Okay, so literally I can't, since I'm in the middle of editing the thing, it just won't let me. Control C, Control V. Yeah, it looks like everything is it indented over. It kind of can copy, but in a weird way. Yes. Oh, and then this needs to be indented. Everything's got to get indented a little bit. So it'll plant that, and will it screw up again? Oh, see, now it harvested that one. So okay, so oh, okay, because when it plants when it plants an entity, it starts from there as 0 and then immediately starts counting. Okay, hold on. Let me see if this will work. X equals -1. And we'll make this -1 also. It'll start from -1. Okay, well, I just realized that if I'm going to make this a function, I have to put the x equals -1 into it. It appears to not be breaking anymore. Okay, with that, it's not the most optimal code ever, but I believe we have solved the pumpkin issue. And hopefully, when we increase world size, everything will not change. Okay, so really quick. Let's see, what did we need pumpkins to buy? Oh, to expand. Wait, let's look at it really quick. Cool. Let's expand it again. All right, that broke. Let's try that again. Oh boy. Yeah, this got a bit slower, didn't it? But that's fine. That's fine. Overall, it'll be faster, I think. Yeah, I mean, it looks like this works fine. And it's kind of going faster after the initial planting sesh. And this is probably why we're going to need to do whatchamacallit, we're going to need to get sunflowers going. But that's a whole nother thing. Like, sunflowers have like a system that's like a bit more complicated on purpose. Okay, so that should reset it. And now it's going to go through. And then once it gets to here, it should harvest. Yes, okay. Okay, so now all we need to do is make this x equals -1. And then we will also put that in the function. So x equals -1. Hopefully, with how scope works, I don't know a ton about scope, but hopefully the whole scope thing will make it so even if I use X in another thing, I can just do pumpkin patch. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna say this one's gonna be import function 1. And then it'll be clear. And we'll put on a hat. Okay, change hat. Hats. Dot green hat. We'll do green hat. I'm going to change the other one, I think, to gray hat. Like this one. Gray. Gray hat. Okay. So this one's going to be green hat for while true for I and get world size. Move north, move east. But then hopefully this won't break. We're going to say pumpkin patch. It's never been defined, but it's here in function 1. Pumpkin underscore patch, pumpkin underscore patch. It's never been defined. It does appear to be defined in the file function 1, which seems to be imported, but you aren't using it. Oh my god. I'm glad they mentioned that, because I totally was lost for a section, for a moment. Okay, pumpkin patch. Alright, now let's try. So it's going to do this, plantings, and then the rest of it's going to go be this else. And the whole thing should function perfectly. Function. That's 4:46. I wanted to get to bed by at least 5. So how long have I been at this? Oh yeah, I'm 37 minutes into this stream. Holy moly. Okay, but I feel like this was accomplishment. Like then, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know if I want to figure out water or if I want to take a stab at sunflowers, because sunflowers will speed things up, but I feel like if it speeds it up, it'll break my my tree thing, because it requires the trees and the carrots they need time to grow, and if my thing is going too fast, then it might just not function right. I wonder if there's a way to like detect how big the pumpkin is and then harvest it just if it's big enough. Oh. Huh. Alright, what's going wrong now? If x equals... Okay, well, real quick, I'm going to click harvest. And then we have to figure this out. Why did it not work? Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, because it keeps using the function, which means the function starts from the beginning, which means it defaults to x minus 1. Alright, yeah, because last time it was outside of the loop, so it didn't become x negative 1 over and over, but now it's going to keep reassigning to x equals negative 1. Okay, so I think I might just have to make this not a function. Or I could get rid of this. Yeah, because the function will just define x on its own right here by making it negative 1. Because every single time it's going to have to Okay, let's try this. We'll just see if it breaks, and if it doesn't, then everything's perfect. But I believe x not existing won't be a problem because it will assign it x to -1 right here. Uh-oh. Oh, we're out of carrots. We need carrots. Alright. So this threw an error, I think because, it saw something harvestable at some point and tried to add. I mean, I can, if I don't want it to do an error, I could say if can harvest and x is equal to or greater than 0 and or x is equal to or less than 0. That way it would just encapsulate everything, like basically if x even exists. I could say if x equals true or false or none. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see what happens if I say print x. When it's not defined, will it throw none? Oh, it's just straight up an error. So it doesn't return none, it throws an error completely. Well, first, let's see. I'll delete this. Okay, I'm going to see if this breaks, because last time it said it tried to add x equals 1 when x has not been defined. Oh wait, maybe I'll just define x here. While it's tilling. I'll have it like make x equals -1. Yeah, that's actually probably the simplest fixed. Okay, yeah, it messed up. I mean, this is not very clean code because it's basically relying on being certain that this if will get yeah, so x. A lot of what I'm doing is not like, because if there was some possibility that somehow maybe I should just make the function clear everything first. That way it guarantees. No, because if I made it clear, then when I put in this while true thing, it would just repeatedly. Yeah, see, now it's going to define it as x equals -1 every single time. And then it won't start calling until after. But basically, this error is still on paper possible. It's not possible in practice because it will always have to like basically it'll check, like essentially the way that this might break now. Uh-oh. What now? What's it trying to do? Why did it stop? What? How was that before it was assigned to it? So it detected this as it can harvest, and it's trying to say x plus 1. Man, this is completely pointless. I could just, if I just decided to make this not a function, this would work perfectly. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna make this not a function. There's no point. Wait, whoops. I need to copy it first. Control-C. Okay, we're not gonna import function 1. We are instead just going to say x equals -1. And then in here, we're going to paste what used to be a function and is now none. Okay. Okay, so if it's ground type, plant, x is -1, else if plant x is -1, if can harvest x plus 1, if x is that, then harvest. Okay. All right, so I figured out pumpkins, but making it a, oh great, now I'm out of carrots again. Yeah, so this worked. I managed to make this a function and do that. And I would have liked to do that with the pumpkin thing, but I guess I'll just cross that bridge when I get to it. And until then, I'll just have it as its own completely separate code window that I'll run separately. Well, yeah, that'll be on my to-do itinerary. I'll figure out a way to turn this whole thing into a function. But it's just no matter what the function needs, I mean, as far as I know, the function requires the initial assignment of x needs to be outside of the while true loop. And then, but I don't want to make it so the while true loop is part of the function. Because then it's just a completely pointless function. But we figured out pumpkins. Let's buy whatever upgrades we can. This needs wood. This needs pumpkins. Yeah, let's further expand. Oh, but this needs carrots. Well, we don't. We used all the carrots, I forgot. So this carrot boost thing, I kind of want to, because we do need grass no matter what. We need grass to upgrade the trees, and we need grass to grow the carrots and trees. So I'm going to wait until I have enough to buy this grass upgrade. Oh, and it's 4:56. About time for me to get heading off to Sleepy Time Junction. Yeah, okay. So we're going to get more grass yield. And that will also, when I do need it, it'll make it so I can get more trees. Yeah, and let's actually expand. What's this? It triggered a warning. What's the warning? Cannot plant entities on grounds grassland. Okay. Let's just do grass. Yeah, it's getting big. Yeah, so tomorrow I guess I'm gonna figure out carrots. They're not carrots, I'm gonna figure out sunflowers. I'm gonna start reading up on that now, but I also wanna. Okay, we can't do that. Timing. Past time equals get time. Simulation. Let's buy this. If you really want to optimize your methods, you need to understand how time is measured in this game. This unlock is all about that. There are two useful functions to measure how long things take. Get time returns the time in seconds since the start of the game. Get tick count returns the amount of ticks. These two functions, as well as quick print, are completely free. Even the call func operation is free for them. Oh, like they don't take time to do. Runtime details. Heads up, this is not how performance works in the real world. These are just rules made up for this game to have consistent and understandable timing model. If you want to hyper optimize your code. Okay, so this won't be useful for me until much, much later when I'm like way better at this game. But for now, I haven't even figured out lists, and I think there's a good chance I'll need lists to figure out sunflowers, because that like requires you to have info on the different sunflowers. Single value and not are free. Import statements are free. Okay, I think I'll just read that later when I actually know what that's all about. What's this? Dictionaries. Get access to dictionaries and sets. Random. Unlocks min, max, abs, and random functions. Allows the cost of things. Get cost. Entities caret. For item in cost. Amount needed equals cost. Wait, what? Cost equals variable cost equals get cost of entities caret. For item. Oh boy, I'm sleeping. Okay, for item in cost. Amount needed equals cost of item. Oh man, I'm very tired. My brain is not processing this. So it's a for loop. For item in cost, amount needed equals the cost of. Wait, so cost is just one item though. This, okay, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm just gonna buy dictionaries and costs. Okay, so yeah, this lets you do dictionary can be read like this. Right of equals north is east, east. Okay, xy equals get entity dict equals xy get entity type. Oh, so this will let you assign. Okay, wait a second. XY equals get position X comma get position Y. So it makes X get position X and Y is get position Y. And then entity dictionary is. Okay, I can kind of see how this is useful, but I don't understand it fully. But that kind of seems very, very useful. Like once I understand it, it will be extremely useful. Value equals dictionary key. Keys are unique, adding value. See, some of this stuff is stuff I know, but then other things are like, here's how it's useful, and that is stuff I definitely don't know. Key in dict value is to true if there's a key in dict, and false otherwise. So you can use if key in to check if dict contains the key. Putting dict in a dictionary for in a for loop, it allows you to iterate through all the keys. Man. It is frustrating how much I half understand that. Like, I can see exactly why this might be very, very useful, but I can't figure out exactly How? I'm gonna have to look into sunflowers though. I'm gonna unlock a bunch of stuff, read some stuff about sunflowers, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Okay, so random. I like how this is like, probably it appeared in the info thing, I'm betting, but it just wasn't important enough to knock me out of the, knock me out of the thingy. Yeah, random. Oh, it did like multiple things. So random is one function, but then it gave me other functions too. Set? Did I unlock that with dictionaries? Creates a new set. If collection is done, it creates an empty set. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't have bought that random thing. Well, wait, will it tell me exactly if I look at it again? Unlocks min, max, abs, and random functions. Where are the other min, max? Gets the maximum of a sequence of elements or several past arguments. So that will be good if I'm making lists later. Yeah, max out of this list. This would return 34. It's funny that they didn't show the example, but I mean, I guess because it's kind of obvious. Oh boy. Alright, so get costs. And any cost can be represented as a dictionary that maps items to numbers. Return such a dictionary. The cost of climate. Yeah, so I'm guessing later that'll be good for like if I'm trying to automate this so I don't have to. Right now I'm like switching from this to this to this as needed because I need grass to plant the carrots and trees, and then I need those carrots if I want to plant pumpkins. So later I'm gonna need to have it check like, do I have enough to plant this? If not, switch to this other thing. That's why it'd be good to make them all functions. But that is pretty high level for me. I'm like, it's so weird. I just barely can understand a lot of this stuff, but mostly I cannot. So I need 307 to get more trees. And I need to figure out watering, but I honestly feel like watering might be even more simple than pumpkins. Like, it's just going to be a matter of like, because every single water you use increases the wetness of a tile by 0.25, and 1 is the maximum wetness. So I basically just need it to go through the whole thing like 4 times, but then they get drier, and it looks like right now I'm just not, like, by the time I get back to this first one, it's gonna be dry again. So water, by expanding so much, I might have made water just useless. But everything seems to grow fast enough so far, because my speed is maxed out, so without sunflowers I can't go any faster than this. So like my trees grow fast enough, the pumpkins grow fast enough. So like a lot of this stuff is like very complex for later in the game when like my sunflowers are making me go so fast that I want to water or use fertilizer on everything so that it grows fast enough for me to collect it again. And then later I'm going to have more than one drone. Good grief. And there's these things. Oh, I'm going to have to figure out cactuses. So yeah, first I'll figure out sunflowers. That might then push me to figuring out watering. And if I have sunflowers, I'll be able to water this whole thing fast enough. Maybe. Yeah, okay. But, yeah. So at some point, both of these things need some figuring out. The water, sunflowers, fertilizer. But I think sunflowers are the main thing, because then it'll make it so I'll be able to, like, get this grass faster and everything else. What do I need to do sunflowers? Hold on, let me check out info. Good grief. It's so weird because I have to move my mouse off of the window to zoom in and then go back on the window to scroll and zoom, or to scroll instead of zoom. Okay, so item sunflower. Costs 1 carrot to grow sunflower. Okay, So sunflowers collect the power. They get items top power. If you harvest sunflower with maximum petals, you get bonus power. With the maximum number of petals. And they grow on soil, so they can't be grassland. Maximum number of petals. Oh, here we go. Sunflowers. Harvesting yields power. If there are at least 10 sunflowers on the farm, you can harvest the one with the largest number of petals to get 8 times more power. If you harvest one where there's another one with more petals, the next sunflower you harvest will also only give you the normal amount of power. So basically, if one of them is big, and I do the one with the second most power, it'll give me a normal amount of power. And so if I do the one with the second most sunflower petals and then the one with the first most petals, the one with the first most will not give me a bonus because it's the next one you harvest. Measure returns the number of petals of the sunflower under the drone. Sunflowers have at least 7 and at most 15. They can already be measured before they're fully grown. Okay, and several can have the largest, so it doesn't matter in that case. So whatever, when I choose to tackle sunflowers, I'm gonna have to basically try to measure all the different sunflowers, because I don't think it's like, I don't think they grow. I don't think they grow more petals. I think it's just once they're grown, they have this amount of petals, or once you grow one, they have this amount of petals, and you have to get the one with the most. So I'm gonna need to do something like put them in a, I mean, I'm thinking put them in a list, right? Let's do carrots and trees for a sec. I'm also gonna put this function away. Gonna attach the carrots and trees thing to the function. Okay. And then this will be pumpkins. Okay, I don't really need bushes at all. I might just delete this, because like if I do need it again, I can just literally, it'll be easy to just do. Let's actually put these in order. Pumpkins here at the bottom, because we need grass so that we can grow carrots and trees, and we need carrots to grow pumpkins. Okay, store multiple using a single variable. You can create new lists like this. So the list now contains, I like how they have it, the variable name is list, but in Python that's a reserved word, I'm pretty sure. Like I don't think you can call, I might be wrong about that, but I feel like you can't call lists list because it's like a function or something. Anyway, it now contains those three. An empty list can be like that. And then you can iterate over the list using a loop. The following example sums all the items in the list. Oh. Sum equals 0 for number in list, sum plus number. The following list method will let you add and remove. So append. That puts that at the end. Removes the first occurrence of that element. Insert does it at the specific index. Insert 1 items would. Oh, so that's 0 and 1. Oh, and it pushes this one over to index 2. And the pop removes it. And removes the last item. And it returns. I'm pretty sure pop returns some item on it. Like as a function, it returns it. Does the length. Okay. They have reference semantics. So he's assigning a list to a variable assigns the same list object to that variable rather than making a copy. Wait, okay. They have reference semantics. Assigning a list to a variable assigns the same list object to that variable rather than making a copy of the list. Changes the list will be seen by both. So A is... Oh, okay. So if you do B pop, it also changes A. Right, so it doesn't make a copy in B. It's the same one. So doing B pop removes it from A also. Okay, that's good to know, but I don't know why it's good to know. It's too complex for me. Yep, I think that about does it. I guess that now I just need to... I'm gonna give it a different color hat for doing grass. Or actually, I guess I won't. I think there's an achievement for doing all of the hats, but yeah, I don't really feel like that. Okay, I'm just gonna buy some more upgrades, I guess. Yeah, how do I increase the yield of carrots? Oh yeah, more wood. That's good. Okay. Yeah, and I guess I need grass to increase the yield of trees. Yeah, I have nothing left to do except just figure out. Yeah, I mean, so Measure can figure out how many petals a sunflower has. So my next thing with the sunflowers is I'm gonna have to plant a bunch of sunflowers, and then maybe I can measure them right after planting them. Wait, did it say I could do that? Let's see. Sunflowers. Okay, measure. They can already be measured before they're fully grown. So I can say immediately, I can plant a sunflower and then immediately measure it and then append that measurement to a list. And then when the list is a certain length, yeah, it says if there's at least 10 on the farm. Maybe I can do something where... Yeah, okay, wait. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I feel like I can plant the sunflowers, measure them to see how many they have, and then when the length, and then append that onto a list. And when the list gets to 10, or when it gets like equal to 10 or more, then it will harvest the one with the most petals. And I think maybe I might be able to think of a way to make it save the coordinates and then be like, if the coordinate is more than this, but like I'll get it to move to that coordinate by saying if this coordinate is greater, if like your current coordinates is greater than the one that I have somewhere else, then I'll move to that. Then I'll say move east, or while I'll say while coordinate is greater than that, move east. And it'll like go back, and then and like while the y coordinate is greater than the one that I want to go to, I'll say move south, and it'll just move east and south until it goes to the proper sunflower, and then it'll grab that sunflower. Okay, I've conceptualized, I've made really loose pseudocode in my head of how I'm gonna do this, but we'll tackle that later because it is 5:19 and I must sleep. I have no eyes and I must sleep. Let me just look at my stream really quick to make sure I didn't like forget to unmute or something or something really silly. That would be a pain. Alright, and I'll probably watch some more videos for inspiration and see how other people did sunflower things. Oh, actually, let me move this over here. Okay, and if that's everything, I'm just going to look really quick again for any increases I can do. I can increase watering. I mean, I'm just getting all the water in the world. I think water and like fertilizer are like basically... I have more than I'll ever need. Oh wait, unlock. To fully automate the game, you can use unlock function to automatically unlock features. For example, you can use unlock speed, and unlock expand to unlock the speed and expansion features. And then say get costs. Okay. I mean, I feel like that's also some high level stuff, like when you're fully. I feel like a lot of this stuff is, it was like cheaper, and I think they purposely made it so like, a person who's like super good at coding or is experienced with this game can just, oh, and this lets you slow down and make the farm smaller. Okay, cool. But, basically, someone who's really good at the game is supposed to be able to buy all of these and do all this stuff like instantly. And so auto unlock would be really useful. But for me and a lot of other players, it's not useful because you don't really need to do that. Maybe I'll just sit here and keep talking until I have enough to increase my carrot yield. Because how much does I need? 781. Oh boy, actually it's like taking a minute. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna call it here. Hold on. Let me save the game. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna get out of here because I should just go to bed anyway. Thanks for tuning in, anyone listening out there. It's been real. It's been a good one. I feel like I've been quite productive today. Once again, this whole pumpkin thing is fun. This game is fun. Coding is super fun. I feel like I'm learning more and more just by playing this game. Probably because even though like I normally learn from like tutorials and stuff and free code camp, this game, it's like I'm applying everything in real time and watching it bug out and figuring out exactly why it bugged out and doing all that. Yeah, this is not a great outro. I'll work on it. But thanks for being here. I hope everything is cool and fun. Hope you're having a splendid day or have had a splendid day. And I will see you later. Or you know, whenever. Okay. Bye bye. Oh, whoa, that was weird. I hit the wrong button. Anyway, okay. Bye bye.